Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello, I am finally back on YouTube. I feel like it has been so long since I last filmed a video. I feel like I went through a stage where I did heaps of videos and then I got bored. And then I did another one like 3 months ago, like a Q&A or something. And then I never did another one since. So, today I thought I really want to get back into it. So I thought I would sit down and talk to you guys about what has been going on with me and my new diet and just kind of what's been going on in my life. So I put on my Instagram the other night for you guys to ask me some questions that I would answer. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so some of you will know that I've started a new diet. It's called the ketogenic diet. Okay, so the diet pretty much consists of like really low carbs, moderate protein, and really high fat, and also no sugar. So you're eating things like lots of healthy fats like healthy fatty meats, things like cream and butter, and you're having no, lollies, chocolate, you're having no bread, nothing like that. It definitely has been really hard to stay on track. So when you start eating ketogenic, so when you're eating lots of fats and no carbs, after a while your body goes into a state called ketosis. So it's where your body is eating at your fat for energy rather than glucose, so sugar. So when you're in ketosis, your body eats at your fat for energy and for fuel rather than eating at your glucose or sugars. So you have to eat lots of fat for your body to keep having energy and keep having fuel. But the hard thing is, if you eat a little bit of sugar or too many carbs, your body will start eating at the sugar instead of the fat that you're eating. But this is the hardest bit. If you keep eating lots of fat to try and make up for that little bit of sugar you had, your body is usually going to still fight for that sugar, which means you're eating all this extra fat, but it's not going to be burning. So you're actually going to end up putting on a lot of weight. So it's really hard to find the balance. That's what I struggled with, because I was like, one piece of chocolate isn't going to hurt. And then I had a piece of chocolate, and then I would be like, oh no, I've got to make up for it, and I would eat heaps of fat. So I'd be eating heaps of nuts and heaps of cream and heaps of just like fatty foods, and then that would end up just storing. So I'd be storing all this fat for a while, and it would just be going nowhere until my body turned into ketosis again. So one of the main questions you guys have been asking me, which I've already addressed on my Instagram, but it is why are you eating ketogenic? And so the main reason that I'm doing ketogenic, apart from that I feel like it's just such a good way to eat, it's so healthy for you, it's no processed, nothing like that. The main reason I'm doing it is because it was first invented to treat epilepsy. I have epilepsy. I was diagnosed with it about a year and a half ago. About 2 years ago, it was really weird. We still don't know what brought it on. I started to have these seizures in the nighttime, so my body would all tense up and I would be shaking. Apparently my eyes would roll back and I'd look like a freak. So yeah, my eyes would roll back, and one time I fell off the bed and hit my head, which probably made everything worse. I always bite my tongue, so I would have big chunks missing out of my tongue for days. And yeah, every time, it would always happen in the nighttime when I'm sleeping. So it would always, the next day when I would wake up, or as soon as someone had realised that I'd have a seizure, we would rush to A&E, and I'd have blood tests. I would have all these tests to try to figure out what was going on, because at this time they hadn't diagnosed me with epilepsy yet. They knew that I was having these seizures, but they couldn't tell what was bringing it on, because the tests were coming back fine, my blood levels were fine. The doctors couldn't seem to figure out what was wrong with me. The first seizure, they just thought, it's just a one-off thing, you were probably really tired, you probably had too much sugar. Sometimes it happens, lots of people do have one-off seizures, and there's no real reason for it, well, not that they can think of. But then it was after the second and the third seizure in the nighttime that they started to think, oh wow, this could be something serious. So we did more tests and everything was coming fine. I don't know what it's called, but I had a test where they stick all these things on my head, all these wires, so I have all these wires coming out of my head, and I'm in a room and it's silent, and then there's all these lights flashing, trying to see if my brain's reacting funny, and it's got a big screen up with all the cords and wires, and I see where it's all linked to, and then they'll play funny noises to try to see if something's triggering it. And then that scan came back a few weeks later. It was all fine. I think a few months later I had another seizure in the nighttime, and my doctors thought there's something weird going on, we need to figure it out. They finally booked me in for an MRI scan. It's just lying down on a bed with that big machine over my head. My neck's locked in and I can't really move. It's quite scary. Yeah, so I'm locked in there, and I was probably in there for about an hour, and it's playing all these weird noises like bing bing, recording it all to see how my brain is working. The results came back for that and showed that my brain is quite asymmetrical. One side of my brain is quite a lot different to the other side of my brain, and I have neurons blocking paths, sending messages from one side of my brain to the other. I'm guessing that's why. I don't know how it all works, and I feel like the doctors don't even know how it works. They don't know what caused it. So lots of people have epilepsy in the world, and over 50% of them are unexplained. The doctors don't know what's caused it. They don't know what brings on the seizures, and I think they diagnosed me with epilepsy when they saw the brain asymmetricness and noticed that I have neurons blocking my pathway. It's strange. People have seizures sometimes because of alcohol or probably drugs. Being really tired, getting lack of oxygen to the brain. If people have those kind of seizures, the doctors won't diagnose them with epilepsy because they're explained. I think with epilepsy it's having unexplained seizures, so when they can't figure out what's causing them, or like with me they've seen in my brain that it's asymmetrical, but they don't know what caused that and they can't figure it out. So it's really quite frustrating because you're trying to know how to fix it or what you can do. Like, how can I fix my brain like that? So at the moment, probably for the last year and a half, I've been on this medication called levetiracetam. I take 2 tablets twice a day. They're just like this. Twice a day. Who knows what it does? It's probably terrible for you. It stopped my seizures in the nighttime, but I feel like it's not actually fixing my brain. It's just just covering up the problems. It's not actually fixing it, which is just like so many other medications, like the birth control pill. It's not fixing your problems, it's just putting a block on it. So then when you stop it, everything comes back worse. I've gone on the diet to try and fix it so then I can eventually get off these pills, which I'm really hoping for, because I don't like taking pills that I don't know what's in them. There's like no ingredients and I don't know what I'm putting into my body. It's just what the doctors give me, and I hate that. So I'm trying to cure my epilepsy with food. So I'm trying to eat healthy. Lots of people have cured the epilepsy with doing the ketogenic diet, so I'm really hoping I can do that. And I'm also really hoping to inspire other people that may have epilepsy to do it, because I just feel like taking all these crazy medicines, it's like, it doesn't fix it. It just, like I said, it just puts a block over it. You're not actually fixing it, you're just kind of moving it to the side, and then one day if you come off it, everything's just going to come crashing down and it's going to be so much worse. I just really want to try to fix it naturally. My next question is, what are the positives and negatives of the ketogenic diet? There is definitely so many positives of doing this diet. Once you get into the state of ketosis, so it took me about 5 days I think to be in ketosis. Another question is, how do you know when you're in ketosis? You just actually pee on these sticks. You get them just from the pharmacy. They're called ketone sticks. You pee on them and it tells you if you've got ketones in your body. And so that's that question answered. So when you're in the state of ketosis, I just had so much more energy. Like all the time I'd wake up and I'd have so much energy and it felt so good. Even my family said you never get grumpy anymore, and I'm like, oh, I know, I just love it. I feel so happy. And you feel really healthy. Skin has started to clear up, which I'm so happy about. Negatives about it is, in the first week, that transition from going to however you're eating, to going into keto, you definitely feel horrible and it makes you want to stop. And I feel like lots of people try it and then they go through that and they get all these bad headaches and tired and dizzy, and that makes them stop because it makes them think they can't do it and they don't want to handle it. That's definitely a really hard thing. and that was definitely a big obstacle, but yeah, I overcame that eventually. It wasn't easy, but you have to do it. And then I haven't had any headaches or anything since, and I've just been feeling so good, like just so happy, so healthy, just so much energy, and we're feeling really positive, so I love that about it. But another negative thing is like when you're out with your friends or something, or like with family that doesn't eat keto and they're eating like chocolate and stuff, it's so hard. So like I find when I'm by myself and like there's no chocolate or bread or anything around me, like I can handle it. Like I don't crave it. I don't crave any sweet things or anything. But when I see it and when I see other people around me eating it, I'm like, oh my god, I want chocolate. So that's definitely a hard thing. You guys asked me what my favourite keto meal is. I made this really nice ketogenic cheesecake, and that was pretty good. You can make these things called fat bombs, and it's just like little balls, and you can make them out of like coconut oil, cacao powder, almonds, macadamias, and they're just really nice to snack on, and that's like a sweet treat as well. You can also make like lots of nice shakes with almond milk and cream, so they're really high fat. You just have to balance everything out really, and I use like an app, like I use MyFitnessPal. I log all my food onto it every day so that it can tell me how many carbs I've had. So I usually try to stay under 20 or 30 grams of carbs a day, and then it tells me how much protein I've had, so I have that in the middle, and then I have lots of fat, so I can tell on there like how many I've had and how many more I need to have. And yeah, it's really easy. It really helps me to balance everything out. Another question a few of you have asked me, I've actually got a few of the same question, does it make CrossFit and working out easier? I think it definitely does make it easier because I've got so much more energy, like, and I'm so more motivated to go work out. I think in that transition stage though, CrossFit was really hard, the cardio part, because I feel like my body wasn't eating at my fat yet for my energy, so I didn't really have much energy, but I also wasn't having sugar, so my body was like, what do I take energy from? But that was just in that first transition weeks, but now I feel like it's got back to really good again. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. Yeah, so that's pretty much all the questions you guys have asked me. I feel like I've gone over quite a lot, but yeah, I just thought I would update you with what's going on and what I'm doing. If you guys want me to do more videos on this topic, then definitely let me know. Otherwise, let me know what else you want me to do it on. But yeah, I feel like I really want to get back into the YouTube. It makes me really happy doing it, and I feel quite comfortable in front of the camera. So yeah, I'll definitely try to get back into it. But yeah, let me know what you want to see more, and don't forget to like and subscribe.